for
Welcome
this.
back, everybody, to the
fucking
Fantasy
Munchos
Football
are so
Bros
good, dude.
podcast. It's your boy.
All I do is win.
And we're just going to cut off the introduction because we have a serious topic we're talking about, potato chips at the moment. So, Dave, drop right off the bat what you just said.
Listen, all right, my favorite garbage chips of all time are Munchos. It's like $2 for a gigantic bag.
Giant bag.
I'm convinced it's 90% salt. They
Bro,
figured out a
I
way to
think
just
it's just
crystallize salt.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's just salt mashed together, and you get this crispy, deliciousness of just Munchos.
Yeah.
For like $2. And dude, I don't know if it's just you guys. It's just me. I feel like that bag lasts forever. I'm like eating. I'm like, I think I'm out, and then I got like half a bag left. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Jay, you're awfully quiet about Munchos. What is your take?
Well, they're fine. I don't hate them. I don't love them. I think there's better.
Here's what I know about Munchos is they're not a potato chip. If you read the bag, it nowhere says potato chip. It says like potato snack or something. And I believe what it is it's made from dehydrated potatoes. So it's made from like instant mashed potatoes. And then they form them and fry them or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's like the trick.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
that makes them better.
That's the
well
anyway, actually
they're made with enriched cornmeal.
Yeah, it's something weird, it's something different. So if you look, it does not say, I don't believe it says potato chip on the bag. It says potato snack. But as you guys can see, we are joined by the no nickname, no nonsense.
It doesn't matter what your name
Yes, sir.
The champ is here. And
What's
of
up,
course,
boys?
we've got
What's up, boys?
the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jay Coleman. And of course, we have the fantasy football surgeon himself.
like a surgeon.
Gentlemen, I've got one thing to say to y'all.
It's been a while.
It's been
It has
about a week and a half, so we're back. We jumped right in on discussion of potato chips for some reason, so I figured I wanted to get that in on this episode because, as you know, this is the last episode before the Super Bowl, and we're going to have our predictions and our picks and a couple of best bets, and then we're kind of hitting a content wall for a while, so we're going to discuss some future endeavors as well, but how are you guys? Jay, I haven't seen you in a few weeks. How's life?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well. And Adam, how you doing? How's Nashville?
I'm good, man. Nashville's fantastic. I love it.
I'll find out soon. And Dave, looks like you're doing well
Yes,
too. I
sir.
see you playing a lot of video games.
I'm jumping back on the Sekiro train. I just had the need to murder some stuff, so yeah.
And this is why we haven't recorded, folks. This is why we haven't recorded.
Nice.
No, we tend to go every other week come postseason, even though we didn't make it to the postseason. So So we didn't have an episode last week, but the predictions from before the NFC AFC Championships games, I was right. You guys are wrong, but none of us were right at the beginning of the season anyway. But you guys all thought Baltimore was going to make it, and I thought Chiefs were going to make it. So, la-ti-da. But did anybody have any big wins? Okay, Jay didn't have any big wins. What about you, Dave? Did you have any big wins?
What the fuck was that for?
You don't gamble. It's partially a gambling podcast. The only thing Jay gambles with is like waking up and going to work. Like that's Jay's gamble right there.
What about you? I could gamble at that.
Would you have any big wins, Dave?
I had no big wins. I'm gonna be honest. I felt like the championship rounds were kind of just toss-ups, and I was waning back and forth, and I was like, you know what? I'm out. I'm just not gonna lose money, and it's a good thing because a lot of the bets that I would have placed would have indeed lost. So I took a W on myself and just kept my money in my pocket, and it worked out great for me.
Breaking even is a cup.
That is how you win gambling.
What about you? Any
That's why I always win.
That's what Jay always.
See, Jay is ahead of all of us. Not betting.
Yeah.
What about you? Any big wins for the championship week?
Negative, dude. No big wins, man. My picks obviously didn't come in because I did take Baltimore. So
I'm actually on fire. I am on because if you guys remember, I hit, doubled up my money on Michigan beating Alabama. I doubled up my money on Michigan winning the national championship. Right.
Yep.
And then
Hell
I,
yeah.
I successfully 3 in a row because I don't bet on every game. And I didn't even bet on championship week, guys. And I mean this at home. You guys already know this, but I mean this at home. I had no doubt San Francisco was going to win and beat the Lions. I had no doubt in my mind, after the couple weeks of the playoffs, that the Super Bowl was going to be Brock Purdy against Taylor Swift. I had no doubt in my mind. So when I didn't make a bet just because I was just kind of lazy, when I saw at halftime that the San Francisco 49ers were down 21 to 3 at halftime, somewhere around those lines, I went to look at the odds. The odds went San Francisco plus 230. I could not drop $100 bet on that fast enough, and I won $230 because they came storming back to beat the Lions. So,
Let's go.
honestly, that was my biggest win of the year. That was my biggest win of the year, plus 230. One, that was $330 win. Well, technically a $230 win, but I cashed out at $330. So I want to give myself a little.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Because that was a nice win. I'll tell you that much.
It is your show.
And the moral of that story is that Chaz is gonna take us all out for dinner with his winnings.
Yeah.
The moral of that story, folks,
He is coming down to Nashville, so
is follow the NFL narrative, folks, and keep that in mind when we do our bets coming up. Me and at least Jay and Adam, maybe not Dave so much. We also want to mention and take a shout out to country music and real music legend Toby Keith, passing away this past week. And whether you like country or not, you got to give him some love. So let's give him one, guys.
absolute legend.
Yep, absolute legend for
Sad
sure.
day in country music, man.
That day in music
sure.
in
It really
general.
was.
I'm not even a country music
Yeah,
guy.
music in general, man. I mean, he's had hit after hit, and just hearing the news, it definitely shocked. I think the music industry for sure.
It was
absolute
shocking.
legend, Toby Keith.
Too soon.
Wow.
Wow.
And we're canceled. It's been a great season, everybody.
The disrespect, this guy,
Oh, I have respect for
It's a
Toby
good run, guys.
I have respect for Toby Keith's music and stuff. So, and if you don't, if you want to check it out, Chaz's rock record review, you can check out my latest review, which I paid him some homage and broke down his first ever greatest hits album. But Dave, real quick, this kind of surprised me. Toby Keith just passed away. What do you think his net worth was while he passed away?
When he passed away?
Yeah.
I would say probably a lot lower than you would think. Maybe 20 mil.
20 mil. You would be wrong because last checked a few years before he died, he was worth $500 million.
What?
Oh yeah.
So
Didn't
half a
he
bill.
didn't he get in some trouble? Did he get some money trouble?
I think he just got like some cancellation because he's a right wing guy, and of course everyone wants to cancel you for your politics. But I think that's the only trouble he ever really faced, other than cancer.
I mean,
that's not good.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Sounds like the man had 62 really awesome years.
Right? If you die with $500 million,
He sure
and
did.
you had like 38 country hits, man. Cheers to you, Toby Keith. Right? We won't spend the whole episode talking about it, but Toby Keith, rest in peace. Check out Chaz's rock record review if you want to see my latest review of one of his greatest hits albums. So, the topic at ham. The topic at ham. I'm a little hungry. It's okay.
It's all that
Topic
Muncho
at
talk.
hand.
The Muncho talk and topic at hand: the superb owl. We can't say that SB word because we get sued by the NFL. So the superb owl.
Most-
458. What is this? 57? Is this 57?
58.
58.
Superb owl.
58, buddy.
Yeah, and remember that there's 57 champions ahead of this. Remember that for later. So you have Brock Purdy, you have the San Francisco Purdys and the Kansas City Swifts. You have that going on, and you have the Messiah Patrick Mahomes against Tom Brady Jr. Brock Purdy. You have all the Taylor Swift nonsense. There's a lot of stuff going on. I'm excited to see Usher. Usher's one of my favorite artists of all time. Artists in general, top 10 for me in any form of music. I'm a big Usher guy. I seen Usher in concert once. What's up, Goose? Goose went with me. So there's a lot of pageantry around the Super Bowl, and I tell you what, boys, I could not be any less excited for the Super Bowl. I really could not be.
Yeah, I give zero fucks. I don't even care.
I'm
I'm
gonna watch it because it's football.
I'm a little salty that I mean, a true Usher fan would have said that your favorite person, your top 10 was Usher.
Usher, Raymond.
I just want to throw that out there real quick. Fake fan, but okay.
Yeah, someone live. Get on my level, bro. But seriously, I couldn't be any less excited. Dave, where's your excitement level for this?
Absolute zero fucks. I give
Yeah.
zero fucks about the Super Bowl. I can't get behind it, and I don't know why. I mean, it's football, but it just feels like when you get a bowl of cereal and like you let it sit there too long, and it's like, I'll eat it, but I'm not enjoying this. It's like mushy, and you know what I'm saying?
Then you have all the delicious milk.
Let's not even get started on the fucking milk broth. All right, we already know where you stand on that.
This is why I think it's kind of a slap in the face to all of us. I'm not sitting here and saying it's rigged. I'm not going to be that guy. You can make that decision for yourself at home. But I've been saying all year, now I didn't pick this Super Bowl, but I've been kind of cracking jokes since about the halfway point of the season that they desperately want Taylor Swift and Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl. So that started off as a joke for me. And what is the Super Bowl right now? So, like, it's kind of a slap in the face to me, who was taking it so lightly as a joke, and that this happened. Now, that doesn't mean these teams aren't good. I don't think Kansas City's very good, but they have the Magic Man at quarterback. And San Francisco's a great team. So, I mean, whatever. It's not like these teams don't belong. But, like, I don't know. It's just like, just me making so much fun of this narrative-driven society that this is the Super Bowl makes me very uncomfortable. It really does. It makes me so uncomfortable, and it just is like and I haven't really been excited for a Super Bowl in a while. I barely watched the Super Bowl. I really don't care because I'm a Bills fan and a fantasy football player, and come the Super Bowl, get pretty much 100% chance none of those are happening. The Bills aren't playing come the Super Bowl, and there's minimal fantasy football. So so I'm gonna make some bets. I don't got no squares. I got none of that stuff. We'll get into our predictions later. It's just about so obviously all of our excitement levels are in the tank here. Is anyone not going to watch it? I seriously might play Fortnite instead.
I mean, I'll probably watch some of it, but I don't know if I'm going to watch the whole thing.
I probably won't watch it. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I'll check it, but I won't be like attentively paying attention to it. It's gonna be more of like an on in the background, and I'm gonna do some other shit. You know what I mean?
At this point, the NFL seems more scripted and more predictable than the WWE.
Right, WWE's actually on fire right now. We'll get to that later.
Fair.
That's why I said it.
I don't know. I'm just tired of the Chiefs narrative. Oh, I mean, we all saw them play like ass for the whole second half of the season and somehow squeak by. And obviously the Bills couldn't finish them off, which is unfortunate for Bills fans and even casual Bills fans like Dave. But it's just...
It worked out fucking great. Yeah, dude, come on and join the dark side whenever you want, man.
Sure did.
Dark side.
I don't know. I mean, Kansas City was there last year. They beat Philly. Like, now we get Kansas City again. And
fourth time in 5 years, I believe, right?
4 years ago in 2020 was, the Chiefs versus the Niners. And now they have Brock Purdy. And it's like, all right, whatever. Get over it.
So you guys are tired of the Chiefs narrative. So am I. But I've been tired of this Brock Purdy narrative. And I'm the only one there. So yeah. I can see you guys all joining my tired of the Brock Purdy narrative by this time next year.
It's not so much Brock Purdy. It's just really, I shouldn't say, I don't know. You can't deny that Patrick Mahomes is a really good quarterback, right? Like, sure. It's just more so the fact of what the media does to everything. And like, I know the media, like, that's how the NFL makes money and their TV deals and the contracts that they have with that. And it's just the focus has just been so much on the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing, and Patrick Mahomes just still getting it done, which is fine. He's a quarterback. He should be getting it done for you, right? But I'm just tired of I think it's more so the media than anything, and not so much the team itself. And I think that's where I kind of stand with the whole thing. And I agree, it is Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Like, okay, yeah, he was the last pick of the draft. How many times are you going to tell us this? How many times? I mean, I want to see all the prop bets. I haven't even looked into them because I don't care. But I want to know the prop bets on how many times they're going to show Taylor Swift or talk about it, and how many times they're going to tell us that Brock Purdy is Mr. Irrelevant.
I heard of a good prop bet today. One of the prop bets that somebody took today, I heard on the radio, is how many times will Tony Romo say, "I don't know about that, Jim"? That's one of the. That's one of the prop
That's
bets.
funny. That's funny.
The
That's a
Brock
great
Purdy
bet.
narrative's getting out of control, and I don't even care. Like, the guy's been playing good. I don't hate the guy. And you're right, Adam. It's the media. It's the narrative. I don't know how many times NFL pundits, NFL writers, NFL media, ESPN media, every single person has to say this line. He's not a game manager. You don't know what you're talking about if you think he's a game manager. Richard Sherman. He's not a game manager. He is a great quarterback. He's not a great game manager. I even saw Alex Smith, an NFL analyst, say, me as Mr. The designated captain of game manager roles, am here to tell you Brock Purdy is not a game manager. Enough. It really seems like the NFL sent out a memo to everybody saying, don't say he's a game manager. Don't say it. Don't. I mean, he's not. You better not say it. You better defend him and say he's not a game manager. They came back and they beat the shitty Detroit Lions. I'll give them all the credit in the world. They came back and they beat the worst coached team in the league, who blows everything, and they blew it. I get it. And Brock Purdy threw the worst fucking pass over Brandon Ayuk's head for Detroit to dive and catch it and bat it up in the air, and Ayuk catch it. Horrible pass. Absolutely awful. Again, bad passes happen. But he's not Tom Brady, and I'm so tired of it. And for the NFL media 20 years ago didn't do that for Tom Brady. I don't ever remember 40 people on the media telling me Tom Brady was good. I just remember Tom Brady winning everything and everybody saying that he's a system quarterback. All the media was saying for Tom Brady is he's a system quarterback. And then the dude just unleashes and becomes the greatest quarterback of all time. I'm so confused.
I heard today on the radio on my way home from work that somebody said that Brock Purdy is like Tom Brady Jr. I almost spit my water out all over my Jeep. And I'm like, are these guys serious? Like, don't get me wrong. Like you said, he has been playing well. They went on a 3-game losing streak. They came back, won every game after that, made it to the Super Bowl, and just
I'm sorry, I'm a fucking child. Keep going.
No, you're fine. But I mean, that was just for them to say that Brock Purdy is Tom Brady Jr. Like,
I mean,
Dave, he hasn't done nearly anything compared to Tom Brady in the short time that he's been in the league. Like, Tom Brady came out here and won a Super Bowl. And Tom Brady came in in his second year and won a Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm gonna pose this to Dave.
Let's not compare Brock Purdy to Tom Brady.
Right.
Give me a
but
break,
I'm gonna pose this question to Dave because we're a little older. Maybe you guys remember this, but Tom Brady's breakout, 2001.
Yep.
So we're about 15 years old. You guys are a little younger, but you still might remember it. I truly remember everybody on ESPN and everybody on sports radio telling how much of a system quarterback he is and how he's not the answer and he's just lucky and he's winning. And then the narrative never changes until he breaks the passing record. Like, why is Brock Purdy, Dave, treated so different? Do you remember that? Am I making that up?
No, and I do remember that. And I don't know, like, I don't want to be this fucking guy, but I feel like somebody needs to be this guy. And like you were talking about, dude, we live in a narrative driven society now. Like, we really fucking do. And like, I want to say that like this season has just been like an absolute fucking downer for sports for me for in like total, because it's like, you know, every other thing, it's always just like, you have to worry about left wing, right wing, or like where you stand on this issue, or like following this script, blah blah blah. It's like sports was kind of like my last safe haven, that I didn't have to fucking deal with hearing any of that bullshit. Like, and now, and don't get me wrong, like they've always had narratives to the game, but
Yes.
like the game always took precedent over the narrative. You know what I mean? Like, they had those backstories for those guys, but the game was always the most important thing. And I feel like this year we've really seen that flip, where the game is now secondary to the story that they're trying to tell. And I just, like, honestly, it sucks. Like, it's a sad fucking day. And that's because I love sports, and I love sports for a lot of reasons, but mostly because it was one of the last true things that we had left, where I didn't have to fucking worry about someone's opinion on what side of whatever issues they stand on. And like, now that's fucking bled into the NFL, and like, I'm kind of done. Like, I'm kind of over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with everything you said there.
That's just how I feel, man.
You should start watching hockey now, because it's one of the few sports left that doesn't do that. Which is really good.
Go Sabres. Let's do something. Let's do something here.
Yeah. I mean,
but I don't know. I mean, maybe
so
it's just
annoying.
Maybe it's just the season, the way that everything kind of shook out with Taylor Swift, and they'll kind of get back to some resemblance of a normal season next year. But like, I don't know, dude. That's why. It's like, that's what I said, man. Fantasy's over. I care about my bets. I'm a casual fan. Like, I don't want to fucking hear shit. Like, if I don't got a stake in the game, I really don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. This is the first time in many years that I actually did not buy a Super Bowl square.
Yeah,
I
same.
don't have any.
And I'm not mad about it. Although watching my numbers would be probably more entertaining than watching this game, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it just because it's football, and it's the last chance I'm gonna get to watch football until the whatever league starts in end of March.
I need a football break. I'm out. I'm so dejected with the Bills and with the narratives and with Taylor Swift. Like, and I'm not shitting on Taylor Swift. She's a wonderful artist. She's awesome. She's there supporting her boyfriend. She's allowed to be there supporting her boyfriend. It's just the NFL. It's the nonsense. It's the NFL nonsense.
They, like I said, dude, they always had these stories, but like, the game always took precedent. It was always, you know, let's get in the game. Like, all right, we get, you know, there's a fucking timeout. Maybe we mentioned so and so, you know, went to fucking this, you know, this bad thing happened to this so and so. So it's cool to see him. You know what I mean? Like, they did that with Stafford, right? Like, when Stafford,
with his
like,
wife having cancer,
with his wife having cancer and stuff like that, like. They always they would have a narrative. I mean, they mention it like, oh, she battled cancer, like, what, you know, what a great but it was never like, oh, we're gonna pinpoint on Matthew Stafford's wife for the entire game, and like, every time like Matthew Stafford,
it was like a 30-second clip, and they address it, and then it's over and done with. It's not fucking every 30 seconds they're going on a minute.
Yeah, and I think I'm getting frustrated too, because like now they're just panning to Taylor Swift like in between plays, and it's like, guys, there's a football game being played. Like, not to mention, she's just being a fan of the game, like
supporting her boyfriend. Leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah, like, just let her watch the game in peace. You know, like, Patrick Mahomes is one of the better quarterbacks in the league. One of the best quarterbacks in the league at the moment, and like, they didn't give a shit about his wife.
Because no one likes her, so she's fucking annoying.
But, right, I get that, and I know she's annoying and frustrating sometimes, but like what just because it's Taylor Swift, it's like, you know, she has a life to live too, and like, yeah, she wants to enjoy a game. Like, and celebrities go to games all the time. You probably have no idea that they're even there unless they point it out.
Yeah, they'll point it out sometimes, you know, but yeah, it's like a second point.
Sometimes they will, but you'll get one shout out, like, oh, look who's at the game today. Like, even Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell goes to a lot of the games, and they point him out, and it's like, oh, here's our commissioner, Roger Goodell. Maybe they'll show him 2-3 times, right? But I feel like it's just constantly being like, oh, look, Taylor Swift is in the stands. She's cheering for Travis Kelce catching the ball. Well, Travis Kelce catches the ball 10 fucking times a game, and now they just keep panning over into the box and the suite and watch her celebrate. And it's like,
Not only that, but
now there's
dude, they
people trying-
literally show her from the time she steps off her fucking jet or whatever.
Yeah.
Then they show her in the
walking
bowels of
into
the stadium. She's
yeah.
like in the fucking basement, like looking at plumbing, and they're like, "Oh, Taylor Swift's here on her way to her seat." It's like
I believe her
fuck
jet
cares?
is called, I believe her jet is called Tay Force One. I just made that up, but that's a good one. Tay.
If her jet's not called that, big L, Tay.
Yeah, huge L, huge L. Well, now she'll listen to the podcast, and you know.
Well, she's a fan. That's
Call
why
we're
her
gonna
now
get
from now
canceled.
on. Yeah, for sure.
The
Hey,
Swifties are gonna cancel us.
We've never said anything bad about her. The only bad thing we said
Yeah,
about
we're not. Yeah, exactly.
her
We're
boyfriend.
we're mad at the NFL and the media, not Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
The only bad thing we say about her is that her boyfriend's kind of getting worked up. I mean, that's it. He's kind of getting worked
And
up.
that's not even that bad. He's old.
Yeah.
He's
allowed
old
to
for
have his
football.
He's allowed to have his
he's-
girlfriend at the football game.
Yeah, he's in his mid-30s. Yeah, of course.
Which
he's
is like
getting washed
87.
up. What
Take it
happens when
easy.
you age?
Take it easy. Take it.
Oh my
easy.
god! Sorry, I just got his triple canceled.
Yeah, you're canceled by the host.
Yeah,
Where's the mute button on this
it's
thing?
fine because there ain't gonna be a podcast soon anyway.
All right, so let's get before we get our all right. So, Dave, are you making any bets on it? Are you going to take any prop bets? Are you going to do anything?
So I have some bets for you guys. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I put them in, maybe I don't. But I mean, I have some stuff that I'm looking at. But I think the biggest thing is like I'm going to step back and I'm going to put away my hatred for the NFL and try to help the listeners out here. So because I know people are going to be watching this game and are probably going to be putting some dough down. And I will say that people during the Super Bowl, I don't know what goes through their head that like all of a sudden they need to start betting on the most fucking ridiculous bullshit that you can possibly bet on. But I am here to tell you that the best way to win money on the Super Bowl is to just bet normal fucking shit that you would normally bet if it was just another playoff game. So if you're looking for like some crazy 3,500 prop bet where like Travis Kelce's gonna spike a fucking octopus under the goalpost or some shit, like that's not gonna be me. But I do have a couple bets that I do like for the actual game. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about our. Should we do our best bets first, or should we do our predictions? Dave, do your best bets first, but don't give me any prediction. Don't give me any money line or anything.
Okay. All right.
So, you know what I mean? So just skip those if those are one of your bets.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and start it off. We're going to start it off with the over on yards for Kelce. Kelce's over is 70.5 right now. I like that line. I like that line a lot. Playoff games, Kelce shows up. I think 70 is pretty easy. I also got Kittle over on 49.5. I think a lot of people are leaning on Ayuk on this game and Debo, but it just feels like it's going to be a tight end game. So I like Kittle at 49.5. And then I'm taking the running backs. I'm taking both running backs. I got Pacheco over 67.5 and CMC over 89. I think all four of those are safe bets. I think this game is going to come down to the running backs and the tight ends. And I think all four of those are going to cash pretty easily.
All right. Very
like
nice. Adam, do you have any good bets?
I do, and I really like Dave's bets, but my favorite one of the Super Bowl this year is I love Travis Kelce to score a touchdown, man. It's plus money, and I think that's an easy one to take. I also really like I'm looking at it and I'm going, man, that's kind of low. Brock Purdy's rushing yards is like 12.5. I like the over on that one.
It's a good one.
So I'm only going to go 2 because I didn't look really too hard into it. But like I said, I love Travis Kelce to score. On FanDuel, I believe it's plus 100. It's probably pretty close to that on other betting sites as well. And I like Brock Purdy over the rushing yards there.
Okay, fair enough. Jay, do you have any bets for us or not?
No.
Okay.
Simple. He's a man of simple taste.
Yeah.
And don't confuse this with me picking this team to win yet, because this isn't my pick. And I don't even know what the line is. Adam, maybe you can try to Google it real quick about what the Super Bowl MVP odds for this player. And that player would be Brock Purdy. And the reason I want Brock Purdy
to win Super Bowl MVP?
With the Super Bowl MVP is because of them forcing this narrative down our throats and everybody making such a big deal about him. I think they're going to make him have a good game. They're going to scheme him to be throwing wide open passes. They're going to scheme him to get 3-4 touchdowns and be Super Bowl MVP. And if it's got good odds, I'm taking that bet because it just feels
I got it right here.
What are the odds?
On FanDuel, it is plus 210 for
Plus
Brock
210.
Purdy to win.
That's great.
Win the Super Bowl MVP.
So who's the best odds, Christian or is Pat?
Patrick Mahomes at 150. Christian McCaffrey is plus 450.
Okay. I'm going
Travis Kelce. You ready for this one? This is wild. Plus 1,400.
That's a good bet too because
Travis
Taylor
Kelce.
Those are my two picks right there. Whoever you think is going to win on either side, Travis Kelce or Brock Purdy, take those as a Super Bowl MVP because I just feel with these narratives, those are the two people involved in the narrative. Patrick Mahomes isn't involved in the narrative. It's Taylor Swift in the narrative, and it's Brock Purdy. So if you think the Chiefs are going to win, go ahead and play Taylor Swift. Yep, go ahead and play Taylor Swift. If you think the Chiefs going to win. Go ahead and play Travis Kelce. If you think the Niners are going to win, go ahead and play Purdy because I just have a feeling if the Niners win this game, they are going to force Brock Purdy to throw like 40 times and get 4 touchdowns. Just so they can be like, see, he's good. He's good. Do you see how good he is? He threw to the wide open receiver for the touchdown. He's good. And I feel like they're gonna make that happen. And it's a good bet that Kelce shows up, wins the Super Bowl, proposes to Taylor Swift, and retires. I mean, so narrative-driven storylines, those are your best bets. Those are Dave and Chaz and Adams and Jay's kind of stone cold locks of the week.
Minus Jay, who just
I'm here for support. I support you guys on your picks.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks, dude. That's what we need in our gambling addiction.
Jay's gonna end up with the most money at the end of this shit. Watch it.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, because he doesn't put it out there for any site to take.
Yeah,
like we do.
I'll tell you what. Do you guys bet the coin flip at all?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, what about some of these wild?
I was gonna say
coin flip
bets.
I know people love betting the coin flip, but here's the thing with the coin flip for me, right? I never bet the fucking coin flip because it's literally a 50-50. You have no control over that. There takes
literally,
no thought.
yeah.
Literally a 50-50. And I'll tell you what, if I lose that first bet before the game even fucking starts, I am just so full of rage that I'm just so pissed off for the entire first quarter, losing that first bet on a freaking coin toss.
You do realize that those are literally the best odds possible is 50-50 in any kind of bet. It's just
I don't think it's the odds. I think it's the fact that I have lost money before the game started. It just doesn't sit right with me.
That's fair, dude.
Here's an interesting couple of prop bets I heard today. There is a bet out there. I don't remember where, but I'm sure we can find it of who scores the first touchdown, and it goes by jersey number, and the line is set at 22.5. So you can take the jersey number of 22 and under or 23 and up.
That's Swift. Those are Swift bets.
Those are cool bets.
100%.
You would think
the
23
one that I
and
always...
up. Well, if you think about it, 23 and up, you get Christian, you get Kelce, you get whatever receivers, but 22 and under, you get Pacheco, Ayuk, you get Patrick Mahomes running, you get Purdy running, you get Deebo Samuel.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's a good line for it to be at.
Listen.
Yeah, here's my favorite one. I love the bets for the over-under on the national anthem.
Yes.
This year, as we know,
I already know
country music legend.
Yep.
Reba McEntire.
Oh, not
90 and a half seconds this year over-under. So,
what do you think?
Reba's been around for a long time. Okay, she's been singing the national anthem at just about anything you can imagine. So it's tough to say because 90 seconds is a very low number, I think. But because of her being around for so long, I think she's got it dialed in. I think it goes under, but not by much.
I'm with you.
And here's why. Real quick, the stat that I heard since they started timing it, it's the over has hit 8 times and the under has hit 7 times. I forget the year that they said they started timing the national anthem for that prop bet, but either way, I'm thinking under this year. We'll see.
Well, I agree. It's under because Reba, she ain't gotta impress anybody. She's a legend. Everybody,
she's already impressed everybody.
She doesn't gotta be up there like, oh, say can you? She's gonna get up there. She's gonna be like, hey y'all,
surprise! Chaz is actually going to be there singing the national anthem.
Like, hey y'all,
surprise
this is
guest.
See Reba McIntyre. Oh, say can you see? She's gonna get right through it and be done with it. I'm taking the under on that. Yep. That is Chaz's Stone Cold lock of the week. Reba McIntyre, under 90 seconds. Lock it in, boys.
You can say her name. She won't sue us.
So there's some of the fun prop bets and stuff. But now, boys, it's time for your official picks, and we're going to start with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Jay Coleman. Jay Coleman, who is Super Bowl winner and Super Bowl MVP?
49ers and Brock Purdy, for sure.
Brock Purdy.
Wow.
Dave, who is Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl MVP?
KC and Mahomes.
KC and Mahomes. Adam, I pose the same question to you.
That is tough, man. I'm not going to lie to you. And the reason I'm picking the 49ers is because the Chiefs beat them last time. And I'm going with Jay on this one. I'm going 49ers, and Brock Purdy is going to be the Super Bowl MVP.
Well, folks, it is a split decision here because your boy Chaz is going with Kansas City Chiefs and Travis Kelce so he can propose to Taylor Swift. So the NFL can be like, look at Taylor. Look how good this is. Oh, look, your boyfriend won. Oh, my God. Maybe you should maybe you should sing the national anthem next year. Or maybe you can do the halftime show. Oh, my God. Yeah. So Kansas City Chiefs and your boy Travis Kelce will be the MVP. So that is your official.
You know, if they want him to retire though, because if he retires, their narrative's gone because they can't show Taylor Swift a million fucking times.
Right, and that's what I was just gonna say. And the reason they win the Super Bowl is gonna be Taylor Swift, obviously, because now that she brought in a whole new fan base to the NFL, that they have to impress them. So
if you don't think she is playing the halftime show of the Super Bowl next year, y'all are crazy. Crazy. She is playing the halftime show of the Super Bowl next year. 100%. Whether her boyfriend retires or not. She's going to it's just there's no doubt about it in my mind. And they're going to pay her more than like every quarterback combined to do it.
No artist gets paid to do the halftime show.
Yeah, well, she's going to be the first. they're going to figure it out. Okay, so there is your official predictions, but before we get into our surprise function that we're dropping on you guys for the week, let's do a little quick wrestling talk. I don't know how plugged in you two are, Adam and Dave, but me and Jay are pretty plugged in. Jay, what's with all this crazy nonsense about WrestleMania going on? Why don't you give us a quick breakdown?
The Rock came back on a surprise little press conference thing last night. And kind of got a little Attitude Era-esque with some violence with The Rock.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude. So let's take it back. That's the best there. Jay, who is the winner of the Royal Rumble?
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble 2 years in a row. So what happens when you win the Royal Rumble? What do you win?
You get the right to choose who you're going to wrestle a main event in WrestleMania.
Okay, so Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble. And at the end of the Royal Rumble, he points to Roman Reigns. And you can see him saying, I want you. I want you. The next night on Raw, Cody Reigns is in, the next night on Raw, he
Cody
says,
Reigns. Nice.
The next night on Raw, he says he wants Roman Reigns. But the following couple days later on SmackDown, all of a sudden, The Rock shows up, and Cody Rhodes says, blah, 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 I'm going to let you fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. The Rock fight Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. For all you that don't know, Roman Reigns and The Rock are cousins. And The Rock is one of the biggest wrestlers of all time, and Roman Reigns has been the champion for nearly 4 years. So the wrestling community is really upset and booing and hashtagging "We want Cody," and the other half of the people are hashtagging "We want Rocky," and it's like all this stuff. And all these wrestling fans really think their opinion matters when this is exactly what WWE wants. They want you to love it or hate it. They want you to cheer and boo. Everyone's going to act like WWE doesn't know what they're doing when they know exactly what the fuck they're doing. Because 5 days after that, Jay mentions there's this press conference, and The Rock is acting like a dick, and Cody Rhodes basically says, nah, bro, it don't work like that. I won the Royal Rumble. I'm challenging Roman Reigns. And fucking Rock literally bitch slaps the shit out of Cody Rhodes. I'm talking like Chris Rock, Will Smith style, like right on the stage of press conference. And we'll get to something about that. I want to talk about that afterwards.
So now fly and all kinds of others. They were doing a lot of bleeping.
Yeah, everything. And then you get backstage, and Triple H is doing an interview, and The Rock comes up to Triple H, and he says like, you tell your boy right there to keep my family's name. Don't talk about my fucking family, or I will slap the teeth out of his fucking mouth, and walks away. And I was just like, wow, did they swear? Like, they had everyone eating out of their hands first minute. Like, for people to think that, like, because they booed, WWE changed their mind. No, this was the plan the whole time. Because why would they have Cody on Monday say he's going after Roman on them Friday? Say, no, it's going to be The Rock. No. This is the exact outcome they were wanting. Now, nobody knows. So as of now, your main event of WrestleMania is Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. There ain't no way The Rock's not involved somehow in this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's really exciting. So you guys aren't paying attention, but how crazy does that sound?
I am not. It sounds like it's going to be a triple threat match at WrestleMania, is what it sounds like.
The Rock's going to be the guest referee, bro.
Some people are saying that. Some people are saying that Triple H is going to be the guest referee.
Okay.
And then they're just going to make it a triple threat match anyway.
It's just wild and it's interesting. But here's my
always do.
Here's my biggest takeaway from everything. And everyone's been saying like the NFL is scripted. For the past few years, I've been saying that UFC is scripted. And let me conjure this for you guys now. Why would a
lot of people?
We're so fucking canceled.
No. A legit fighting company team up with a well-known fake fighting company? I'm doing air quotes, guys. And then this fake fighting company puts on a press conference that literally looks like every other UFC fucking press conference. There's some dude up there wearing a George Washington jacket, and they're standing in each other's face, and break them up. Every fucking UFC press conference is like that. WWE just goes and does the same damn thing, and then I just connecting dots like, and
they
now
need Joe Rogan though.
They're in bed together. Like, it's just wild. So yeah, you heard me, folks. UFC, you're scripted. Maybe not the outcomes, but everything else.
I have no further comments.
That's what I'm saying. And if any people think that that's Chaz
Tuesdays next week.
And let me get that little more fighting talk. If any of you people that think like any of these Jake Paul or Logan Paul fights are real and they're not fucking planned out and scripted, let me just remind you that Logan Paul in his first ever boxing match went the distance with Floyd Mayweather Jr., pound for pound, quite possibly the greatest boxer of all time.
Well,
Logan Paul went
controversy.
Logan Paul went distance. And you're telling me that Jake Paul doesn't handpick his 72-year-old boxing opponents and is just, those guys are all about money.
There's a little There's a
How
little
about
controversy on that Logan
how about
Paul
the big
Floyd
right?
Mayweather fight.
How about the big Tyson Fury Francis Ngannou fight? The best boxer in the last decade, the best UFC heavyweight in the past decade. Go pound for pound, and it's in a non-sanctioned, non-title match in a different country that has no boxing governed rules, and Tyson Fury wins by a decision. Like, come on, people. Everything, like we were just talking about the NFL. I'm really starting to lose hope in any sport whatsoever now. There is no way. If you want to say that Nagano can knock out Fury, sure he could. He absolutely could. Watch that fight. Fury wasn't trying. He wasn't doing anything. And the simple fact that Logan Paul in his first boxing match goes the distance with like the greatest boxer of the past 20 years is absurd to me. So I'm starting to doubt the legitimateness of UFC too now, teaming up with WWE. And if the NFL can be narrative driven and possibly scripted, why couldn't two fighters and a referee be? So,
I mean, I get it, but I don't know. It's
remember,
tough.
guys, up until 1989, wrestling was real. It was real until it wasn't. Wrestling was real for 100 years until Vince McMahon said, since we're a sport, we have to pay this sport tax. If we come out as entertainment, we don't have to pay that sport tax anymore. And then it came out as scripted. So wrestling was real for 100 years to people till it wasn't. So I'm just saying, don't put it past people. Don't put it past people. Sorry, UFC guys. Come at me. My name is your boy Chaz. You can find me at Chaz.
It's been nice knowing you, Chaz.
That might have been the hottest take we've ever had.
Chaz's rock record review.
That might be the hottest take that's going to be on the internet.
That was spicy.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tonight.
I love it. You know what? Because of my hot take, I am just going to take the first overall pick in this draft because I said so. Because it's my hot take. So
tell us why we're doing a draft, Jazz.
We're going me. We're going in order of appearance. We're going to go me. We're going to go Jay. We're going to go Adam. And Dave, you're bringing up the rear. All right. We're going to have order of appearance on this program.
So,
all right.
For you guys wondering what the hell we're even talking about at home, we are going to draft. We're going to become a draft show.
We're going to try to do more content.
We're going to become a draft show.
We're going to start doing more fun content in the off season. We're starting this off by drafting. Since we're talking about the superb owl, remember you can't say Super Bowl. Oh fuck! Shit, did I say that? You can't say Super Bowl. All right. So we are going to be drafting the greatest Super champions of all time. So all you have to do is be one of the 57 teams to win the Superb Owl. And you draft who you think the best team is. We're going to go 4 rounds. Maybe we'll go 5, but I'll just say 4 rounds to start. If you want to be a dick and pick like I don't know, the 92 Cowboys and the 93 Cowboys and the 94, fine. If you want to be stupid like that, do it. There's no rules. You can do that if you'd like. Okay, so we are going to pick the greatest Super Bowl winning Superb Owl teams of all time, and I'm going to start. And this is going to be controversy. Sound the controversy alarm, because people are going to be like, what? They're not one of the greatest teams ever. And I beg to differ. I am throwing out a team that had I believe the most sacks the year they won the Super Bowl, a top 3 defense that won the Super Bowl. They had an amazing offense. They are throwing out on offense. Ready for this? They're throwing out a Hall of Fame tight end, a Hall of Fame wide receiver, a Hall of Fame possible GOAT quarterback. You are talking about a Hall of Fame, also a couple guys on the defensive line. But when we're talking about offense, they're throwing out these gems. At running back, you got Leonard Fournette. At tight end, you got Rob Gronkowski. Your wide receivers are Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and your quarterback is the GOAT. I think one of the greatest teams in NFL history and the greatest Super Bowl champion of all time is that 2019-2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So
you guys want to see how I prepared? You guys want to see how
they were on my list too. So
That's the only team that I wrote down.
I'm impressed. I didn't think you guys would feel that way. You had him on your list too, Jay. What about you, David? Did you think of him as one of the greatest?
I thought of him. You know, I love me some Mike Evans. I'm the biggest Mike Evans fan.
Yeah, so that's my pick. I think they are the greatest team that ever won the Super Bowl, and that's why. So I'm happy to have them. All right, Jay, what you got?
I like it.
I'm going with the 1988 49ers.
Okay, throw me some names out there. Obviously, Joe Montana.
Yeah, Joe Montana.
Jerry Rice.
Yep.
Top defense there. They probably Tom Rathman was probably their running back then.
I think J.J. Stokes might have been on the receiving corps too.
Ronnie Lott.
Yep.
1988 Niners. Okay, very, very good choice.
All right, Eddie. I'm up, and I'm sticking with the 49ers, and I'm taking the 1995.
Oh, good choice.
San Francisco 49ers. I'm going with Steve Young, Jerry Rice again. Derek Loville was their running back at the time. What a great
Deion
team
Sanders, I believe, right?
Deion. Yep, exactly. So.
Very good choice. I love that one.
1995 San Francisco 49ers.
That's a great, absolute great choice. All right, Dave, what you got?
Probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to go with a little Super Bowl 42. I'm going to take the New York Giants, Mr. Eli Manning, the incredible helmet catch to dethrone Mr. Tom Brady from winning third Super Bowl.
Was it 07, 08? 07, 08.
That was 08. Yeah, it was 08. 08.
08.
Plaxico Burress. Right?
I mean, I like that they went into that game as such an underdog. Just like an absolute, like probably one of the biggest underdogs in Super Bowl history, and they came out. And don't get me wrong, that catch, everybody thinks that was a miraculous catch. I think that catch was actually kind of some lucky bullshit, but whatever. They kind of, yeah. I mean, I know everybody likes to say it's the most miraculous catch in Super Bowl history. I actually think it's some lucky bullshit. But either way, they went into there and they came out with a win against the GOAT. And yeah, go Eli.
Okay. All right, Dave, go ahead. Round 2. What you got?
All right, so we're going to go the very next year, actually. I'm going to jump into a Super Bowl 43. And this one in 2009 actually means a lot to me because it was one of the very first Super Bowls that I remember like avidly watching, being old enough to like really start playing fantasy football, really get into the season and shit like that. And this catch from Santonio Holmes and the Pittsburgh Steelers was actually a miraculous catch, and I think one of the greatest catches in Super Bowl history. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the 2009 Pittsburgh Steelers, Mr. Santonio Holmes with the true greatest catch in Super Bowl history.
Nice. Very nice. I like it.
I like it.
Right, what you got?
I like it a lot. So I am gonna go a little crazy here, but it's something that I like here. I'm actually taking the 2022 LA Rams, and the reason being is because I love me some Matt Stafford. Okay, Matt Stafford, I feel, has been a very underrated quarterback for a long time. Being in Detroit and just losing game after game, he had one of the greatest receivers of all time, and Calvin Johnson just making plays, throwing 5,000 yards, I think, and like, I don't know, 4 seasons or something with Detroit, which was crazy. But he had Cooper Kupp, and that defense was really good. Bobby Wagner and Aaron Donald on there, getting him a ring. And I love me some Matt Stafford. I really do.
You do have a big fantasy crush.
I do have a fantasy crush on Matt Stafford, and I'm totally okay with him on my fantasy team. Even if he's not my starter for half the season, I'm taking Matt Stafford.
Very nice.
I love it.
Yeah. All right, Jay, what you got?
I'm gonna take the 2006 Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, he's covering for his wife right now. Oh no, that's good. Why we liking the Steelers?
Big Ben, James Harrison,
Willie Parker, right?
Yeah, Willie Parker.
Nice. That's a good pick.
Hines Ward.
Yep, Hines Ward.
Probably Santonio Holmes.
Yep,
right?
he was on the team. Yep.
Probably the number one defense. I'm just assuming. Probably.
But most likely, yeah.
Just knowing. Okay, very well. Okay, we are going to go with a team that, again, I'm just throwing out a guess that they probably had the number one defense. They probably had the number one kicker. They probably had the number one quarterback. They probably had the number one kick returners. They probably had the greatest pass catcher in the game, who happened to be a tight end. And we are throwing a team that threw out people there on defense, such as Malcolm Butler, Patrick Chung, Devin McCourty, Darrell Revis, Logan Ryan. We're doing a team that also threw out Dante Hightower, Chris Jones, Chandler Jones, Vince Wilfork. A team that threw out Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola, Garrett Blunt, Shane Vereen, James White, but of course the GOAT, Tom Brady, and a team that came back from 28-3 in the Super Bowl to win. And we're going with the 2015 New England Patriots. Like, that team defied all odds to get there and defied all odds in the Super Bowl. And anytime you got Tom Brady to Rob Gronkowski, I just like it. So 2015 New England Patriots. Go ahead, shit on me.
That was on my list too. Poor Matty Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that one on my list too. And my reason was just because Julian Edelman made a fucking circus catch on one of those plays, on one of those drives to bring him back. Great pick.
Wow, I'm excited. Okay, so my next pick is another team that I know had the number one defense in the NFL. They also had the possible greatest running back of all time on their team. And I know I make fun of, like, oh, run the ball and play defense, but this is an older team, guys. So, of course, that's what they're doing. They're throwing out people on their defense, names you might have heard of, such as Leslie Frazier. I'm just saying that to trigger all the Bills fans. But they also had Mike Singletary, Wilbur Marshall, Dan Hampton, Richard Dent, Steve McMichael, William the Refrigerator Perry, Willie Gault at wide receiver, possibly the GOAT of all time at Walter Payton, and Jim McMahon at quarterback. They went 15-1 and won the Super Bowl. And how could you go wrong with the '85 Chicago Bears, guys?
They were on my list.
It's a good pick, dude. Yeah.
Oh, and also,
sure.
Ron Rivera was a linebacker for them too. So, and Jeff Fisher was on their team as a on the injured reserve. Interesting. So I'm just looking here at that, actually, on that team, that 85 Bears team: Jeff Fisher, Mike Singletary, Ron Rivera, Leslie Frazier. Those guys all became head coaches of the NFL. Interesting. I just noticed that. All right, so we're moving back on to Jay.
2003 Bucks. They stomped all over
Hate
Oakland.
him. Don't say it. Oh.
Brad Johnson, Mike Pittman, Mike Allstott.
Michael Pittman Sr.
Yep, senior.
Michael Pittman Sr. And Derek Brooks, James Hardy, the
Keyshawn
Johnson.
Johnson.
Keyshawn Johnson. Hell yeah, great team. You can't go wrong with that team. Absolutely. Even though I'm a Raiders fan, that was a better team by far. Very good, very good. All right, we're doing well here. Maybe we'll go 5 rounds. We're already almost 3 rounds deep. Adam, what you got?
Oh boy. I hate to do this.
Uh-oh.
No, he doesn't.
Don't do it.
I am taking
a Dallas Cowboy from the early 90s.
I am going to change my pick right now. I am actually going to take the 2007 Indianapolis Colts.
Okay.
And I love me some Peyton Manning. Reggie Wayne was on that team. Dallas Clark, I think, was still their tight end. If I remember correctly, I believe it was. I don't know if Harrison was still there or not.
They probably had Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis.
Dwight Freeney, yeah, Robert Mathis. trying to think of who their running back was.
Joseph
I want
Dye,
to say
probably.
it was Joseph Adai, I think. Yeah.
Homie,
What a great team that was. And
yeah,
Peyton Manning, it was just one of the best to ever do it. So, give me 2007 Colts.
You're triggering Jay, by the way. He was a Bears fan then.
Sorry, Jay.
It's all right.
Jay, for the record, had a Rex Grossman jersey, guys. So feel free to roast him.
Sure did.
Do you still have it? Is the real question.
No.
Jay had a Rex Grossman jersey, and he was a Bears fan. He still kind of is, but he doesn't like to admit it. All right, Dave, what is your next 2 picks here?
All right, we're gonna go way back. Well, not way back, but way back. Yeah, we're gonna go back to my childhood. We're gonna go way back for what most people would be, all the way to 1998. And we were gonna go Super Bowl 33 with the Denver Broncos. I mean, how can you go wrong? Elway versus Favre. That's all I gotta say.
Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis.
That's
Terrell Davis. I mean, just like
Papa McCaffrey.
that Super Bowl was hyped. I remember that Super Bowl being hype. Elway versus Favre. It was like the knockout, heavy hitter knockout fight, and they delivered. They put up, they put 55 points on the board. Great Super Bowl.
Oh, they had a great offense. I mean, Elway getting his first ring, but you still had Papa McCaffrey, Rod Smith. I believe they had Shannon Sharp too. Like they were on fire, man.
Yeah, that was a good team. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna go and jump super far ahead. It's Super Bowl 49. I got which year is that?
I don't even know what we're on now. It would be 10 years ago, right? No, 11 years. No, 9 years.
11 years ago. Pats versus Seahawks.
That's what I took. I took them.
That's the one that
I took them. Can't have them. No, you're right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I took that.
No, you took it against the Falcons.
Yeah.
The Seattle game was
what year's Seattle game?
It was New England Patriots versus Seattle Seahawks, February 1st, 2015.
2015.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I'm just taking that matchup just because you know that I fucking hate Russell Wilson, and that was just like the epitome of Russell Wilson being fucking Russell Wilson. So I'm glad you lost that shit, bro.
Okay, and I need to clarify. I said the wrong year. I took the actual 2016/17 Patriots, so that's what confused me.
I was a little confused.
I took 16/17 Patriots. You took 14/15 Patriots.
Yes. Yeah. That's not so much how praise of the Patriots as much as just a shit on Russell Wilson. Fuck you, bro.
Unlimited.
Okay, so that was the what did I say? The 14/15 Pats, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
15. That's what sucks.
There's
that year switch that confuses me. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Adam.
So technically, the Super Bowl is the year
after.
the years, but it's the year that the Super Bowl is played in is what they count.
For everybody at home, just real quick, I just want everybody to know that I fucked this up. Everybody was going years, and I went Super Bowl number, so I'm sorry for the confusion.
Either way,
I was not prepared.
That's okay.
I was not prepared.
That's okay. We forgive you for it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do it because it's an absolutely fantastic roster. And I am taking, and they fucking beat down the Bills too. I'm taking the 1993 Cowboys. I got to do it. I upset every Buffalo fan in the fucking history of the Bills.
Fuck you, Buffalo Bills fans. Fuck you, Bills Mafia. Your team sucks and couldn't beat them. Couldn't win a Super Bowl in 4 years, bro. That's not your fault, Adam. That's not your fault.
Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irving, like, oh my God. Give me that team and they beat the shit out of the Bills 52-17 or whatever it was, and just what a time to be a Cowboys fan in the early 90s.
Like you know what? Like
I hate it. I hate it, and it hurts me still to this day, obviously, but you got to give it up to them, man. They came prepared. They beat the hell out of us, and we deserve to lose that game.
Like Jay's boy, Toby Keith says, should have been a Cowboy.
Should have been.
Should have been.
Like how I tied that in, Jay?
19,
I like that.
I see it. He loves it.
How about that?
He is actually smiling on the inside. You can't see it, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. All right, Jay,
That's
what
why
is
you're
your
the
1993
fucking host
Cowboys.
with the most, bro.
what is your fourth round pick? And we're going 5 rounds. I said so.
I'm taking 1983 Washington Redskins.
What? You're going John Riggins on me? What? Did you just say the R word?
Yeah, I did. It was okay,
Okay.
then. It was okay in 1983.
So you went the 1983 Red.
Yeah.
Okay.
27-17 over the Dolphins.
Yep.
Nice.
That was that would have been what Dan Marino's rookie year, I think, and or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just before. But was that the John Riggins year?
David Woodley was the Miami QB, and
it was just before then.
yeah,
That was David Woodley. But was this the John Riggins year, just running over everybody? Probably.
yeah.
Yeah, I love watching those old school clips of John Riggins because he embodied me. I'm just a big, bumbly, kind of fat white guy, and that's what he was. I was never the swift, fast like guy. He was a big, bumbly, looked like an offensive lineman running the ball, and I identified with that. So, John Riggins, that's a good one. All right, or John Riggins, the red of 1983. So. All right, guys, we are going with another somewhat modern team. A team that had great defense, great, great receivers, great quarterback play on a downswing, and decent running back play. But this is a team that threw out there players like Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, Danny Trevathan, DeMarcus Ware, a menace known as Von Miller, Shaq Barrett, Vernon Davis, Emmanuel Sanders, Demarius Thomas, and Mr. Fivehead himself, Peyton Manning. We are going with the 2015 Denver Broncos. What an
on my list.
underrated
Thought
team
about it.
the 15-16 Broncos were. Peyton Manning was coming down in his career, but still awesome and made a star out of Von Miller so much that he's robbing the Buffalo Bills blind 8 years later, but still made a monster out of him. I heard a little hiss out of you, Dave. What was that?
That was a sad Super Bowl for me. I love
Were
Peyton
you-
Manning, and just watching him kind of struggle through that game was like, oh, you just wanted it to be over and you wanted him to win because you like him. He's such a nice guy, but he was just out there fucking throwing ducks, and you're like, oh no.
But if there's anybody that has
bad.
no arm that I want out there with no arm, it's Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
So that's it.
a
All right.
fact.
And like I told you, we're going into a third round here or fifth round here. So we all get 5. The 20 teams get picked. We're going with something a little more modern. Well, actually, it's actually older than Peyton Manning, but still, you're going to a team that made it happen with an aging team and a little bit of overratedness, I think, at certain positions. But I digress. This team came into the season throwing out an awesome, best in the league almost defense, and a up and coming quarterback and an up and coming running back, and that's about it. And they came out with also one of the good kickers in the league too. And you got a team that's throwing out there names like this on defense. And your secondary, you have Bernard Pollard, Jimmy Smith, and now it's going to give it away, Ed Reed. You've got these linebackers of Courtney Upshaw, Terrell Suggs, Ray Lewis. You got offensive linemen on there like Bryant McKinney and Michael Orr, the blind side. Throwing out kind of basic wide receivers like Anquan Bolden and Torrey Smith, but you got good a tight end play and Dennis Pitta. You got a young Ray Rice and Joe Flacco, and I am doing the 2012-2013 Baltimore Ravens, and I thought that was one of the best teams of all time.
You suck.
That's a good pick. I thought about it. Yeah, that was on my
pick.
list too. Thought about it.
Suck.
Yeah.
You suck.
That's fun. All right, Jay. So what you got for your final pick?
The 2014 Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, you get
Ooh.
we went
43-8
Dave
over the Broncos.
Yeah.
You got when Russell Wilson
Legion of
was
Boom.
actually somewhat decent, I guess. Percy Harvin, Marshawn Lynch, Cam Chancellor, Bobby Wagner, Earl Thomas.
Dave's about to throw up.
Dave did.
You said Russell Wilson's name again. He's just
Marshawn Lynch makes it okay.
All right,
Stephen
that's a
Hauschka,
great-
the ex-Bill, was on that team.
We're showing our age because we're picking a lot more modern teams. These teams are great, right? Like
they really are.
all
I'm
right.
not saying that the
Adam,
old teams aren't bad, or aren't great either, but because they were. But
what's your last? pick?
yeah, and I'm going even more modern than that, man. And this simple fact that I just love watching Tom Brady get beat down, and he didn't really get beat down, but I'm going with the 2008, 17-18 Philadelphia Eagles with Nick Foles at quarterback. They draft this young kid, Carson Wentz, gets hurt. Nick Foles comes in, saves the season, wins the Super Bowl. They run a Philly special, and it's just what a team of just I mean, there's
It's
not
great.
really any big names
you.
on there, but
I want to
mean,
thank
you
Adam
got
for losing
Nick
the draft.
Foles, Alshon Jeffrey. I don't care. They beat Tom Brady. I don't give a shit.
So did Eli Manning. But
Lose all I want, dude.
Who the hell was their running back? Jay Ajayi? Was that who their running back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
It didn't matter. They put up 41 points.
44.
Big Dick Nick.
Big Dick
Yeah,
Nick.
dude.
Okay, fair enough.
Fucking 41-33, dude. They beat Tom Brady, and anytime Tom Brady loses, I'm here for it.
Okay. All right. Thank you for losing
Even
the
though
draft.
he's the best to ever do it, don't care. Yeah, go ahead. Everybody else can win. Don't care. I don't care.
Dave,
You can say it all you want. I don't care.
what is your final pick of the draft? Dave?
It's fucking heated. We need to do this every fucking week, boys. Every fucking week we do this.
All
Okay.
right, Dave, what is your final pick?
All right. Rounding off the draft here. I think we're probably going to catch a lot of heat if one of us does not put this team on our list. So I'm going to go all the way back to the 2000 era. We're going to go with the then St. Louis Rams taking the victory 23-16 over the Tennessee Titans, the greatest show on turf. I'm not the biggest Kurt Warner fan, but like undrafted
I love Kurt
quarterback.
Warner.
You do love Kurt Warner?
I
I mean,
love
I'm
Kurt
not the biggest fan. I don't hate him, but like,
Bro, but you're talking about this team like this team should have been my pick over the Ravens. I went the Ravens instead. But you're talking Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt, Isaac
Holt.
Bruce.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Dude, on defense, they had London Fletcher. They had Adam Archuleta. They had everything, man. That team was great. That was
such a solid team. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'd love me some Torrey Holt too. I've always been a
Hell
Torrey
yeah.
Holt fan, so had
Great.
to do it. I feel like we'd catch some slack if we didn't put the greatest show on turf on the list.
All right, guys. Well, for me, that in my five draft of the greatest Super Bowl winning teams of all time is the 2019 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the 16 New England Patriots, the 85 Bears, the 2015 Denver Broncos, and the 2012/13 Baltimore Ravens. Jay, you got yours written down?
No, but
You got 90
the 88 49ers, I think. The 2005 Steelers.
$3.
Yep, and then Redskins, and then Seattle Seahawks.
The fact that it came in so late was amazing.
Yeah,
in the 14 Seahawks.
the Washington team.
He lets Red go through and then bleeps out Skins.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's getting canceled anyways. This is his last show, so come some slack.
This is our last show for sure.
Nobody's
the
gonna hear
Swifties-
this shit. We got canceled after the Swifty
man.
shit.
Yeah.
The Swifties, no,
Oh my
Swifties,
God, dude.
UFC.
the Swifties like me.
Oh,
The UFC
yeah.
bros, if the UFC bros want to come at me, I'm not afraid of them and their affliction gears and little penises. It's
No,
fine.
the Swifties are still going to be mad because we're still upset that the NFL is showing too much Taylor Swift.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, Adam, since you didn't write it down, you have the 95 Niners. Which I
Yeah,
love.
95 Niners, 2022 Rams. I got the what
07
did I take after the Rams? 07 Indianapolis Colts, the 93 Dallas Cowboys, and Chaz's favorite pick of the draft, the 2018 Eagles. Go
Okay.
Birds.
All right, Dave, and what was your final line?
I didn't fucking write down a thing, so take it away.
Fucking.
You didn't tell us that we had to write it down.
Oh my God! All right.
Yeah,
Chaz always writes it down.
Yeah. He's over there reading through the
Chaz
whole
always
show,
writes it
and
down.
then
That's why I didn't bother.
he's like, "Oh, did you guys do it?"
Dave's got the Conquering 07-08 Giants, the 08-09 Stillers, the 98-99 Broncos, the 14-15 Pats, and the 99-2000 St. Louis Rams, the greatest show on turf.
Hell
So,
yeah.
what did you guys think of our draft? Let us know who won. Let us know what y'all think about it. And all right, guys, so we're going to come back in a couple of weeks and start doing some different content, some more drafts, some off-season talk. Our next episode, we'll figure out what draft to do like we did here at the end. But we are going to do our accountability show and see. We're going to take back I have the list of all of our predictions we made at the beginning of the season. We're going to see who won. Maybe we'll give ourselves a point per prediction who was right and see who won at the end of it, and we could just make fun of each other. So
That's gonna be rough.
that's what
Sounds fair.
Yeah. So check out that. Dave was involved in that, right? Weren't you? Were you on for the
I was indeed
yeah,
involved. I think I got 1 point from Dallas Goddard, and then I'm just gonna fuck off on the rest of the show.
I don't know, Dave. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. No peeking. We'll check out in a couple weeks. All right, all you three gentlemen. Thank you for joining me, Dave. Okay. Yep. There he is. Okay. Thank you.
I wasn't sure where he was going with that one either.
I'm out of it. Thank you for joining me, Dave.
Just insert a clip of Dana White punching you in the face right here to end it.
Yeah.
Little baldy fucking cue ball. All right. All right, Jay, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Adam, thank you for joining us. Adam, I'll see you in Nashville, brother.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right. Until then, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.
See you later, boys.
Later,
There it
guys.
was.